This is Sonja. She is 49 years old and is a single mother of 7 children. Every day she travels several kilometers down the river and through the forest to her garden to collect food for her family. The garden is a wide open clearing in the forest prepared for growing rice, bananas, cassava, and other vital sources of nourishment. The work is not easy, but it is here that she plants not only food, but also her hope for the future. A small red fruit, a fiery spice that we all love to add to our food. Pepper. Sonja is a Matawai, descendant of formerly enslaved Africans who fled from coastline plantations during the time of Dutch colonial rule over 3 centuries ago and sought refuge in the dense Suriname jungle. For centuries, the Matawai have lived here, along the banks of the Saramacca River, nestled in between the Ashvanweg Mountains. The forest is their lifeline. Until recently, their territory was only accessible by plane or by boat, leaving their community starved for development. Now, a logging company has built a road connecting them to the rest of the country in exchange for land usage rights to some of the forest. In order to avoid dependence on unsustainable practices and to better manage their forest, they would benefit from new alternative avenues for sustainable income generation. And the Amazon Conservation Team Suriname is assisting in this task.
The Pepper project entails that we do work in a few remote communities in Suriname. We work with the women of the communities. They know how to make the pepper. We will provide assistance in production upscaling and also hygienic production to deliver the product into the city. We're doing this to help the communities with some income and also that it can provide part of their livelihood.
The Matawai have been growing pepper for their own use for many generations. The peppers belong to various varieties to ensure a successful harvest. Their taste is sweet and distinct, having been cultivated in the Amazon soil, and they carry an aromatic smell that pleases the senses.
My mother taught me how to plant pepper. Planting pepper showed me many benefits. The benefits are that I am making money and supporting myself and my family. First, I clean up everything before planting. I sowed rice together with the pepper. When the rice is ready to be harvested, I harvest the rice and replant the pepper plants that are too close together.
This is roughly 40 kilograms of peppers. They will be grinded by hand in a wooden mata, drained of its water content, lightly salted for preservation, and finally left in the sun to dry. After roughly a week's time, the dried pepper will be further processed into a fine, delicious powder. But this is far more than what Sonja's family needs. The rest will be sent to the city for sale. Other women in the villages are placing their hope in pepper cultivation. Sila is a basha or authority figure in Sonja's village of Beitel. She too is receiving assistance from the Amazon Conservation Team.
I'm happy with ACT and the jobs they are creating with the pepper. I would like to work with peppers until I have my own company. I asked the other ladies to also plant peppers. There is so much pepper and we don't know how to sell it. Only when someone arrives by boat, they buy 1 bottle. I like that ACT comes and makes the effort, plus they repurchase. I like that.
Rolin Salons is working closely with ACT, assisting with the organization's coordination efforts in the villages. She too is a Matawai and also participates in the pepper project as a producer of dried pepper herself. She travels back and forth between her children in the city and her village home in Sukibaka to do her work, and tells us of her dreams for the future.
When I sow seeds, the plants grow. Then I replant them. Once replanted, you have to take good care of them, putting sand and fertilizer. They need water, so I get water from the creek and water them in the afternoon. You get excited when it's time to harvest, that the work that I put into it was not wasted. I see what I have accomplished. The price which I get for my pepper I find very well. I can provide for myself and for my children who go to school in the city. I'm also able to save money, so I like it.
The Amazon Conservation Team's goal is to expand the Matawai tribe's dried pepper distribution network by providing two key services. The first service is to enhance and modernize the production methods through infrastructural and logistics assistance. So far, this has come in the form of modern technology. ACT has provided the villages with their first solar dryer.
ACT has provided us with new systems in order for us to plant on a larger scale and other systems to dry the pepper.
The solar dryer is an enclosed construct that takes the traditional method of drying the pepper in the sun and speeds up the process while also protecting the drying pepper from insects. Convection within the solar dryer cuts the drying period from an entire week in the humid tropical air to roughly 2 days. This will allow the villagers to produce the delicious product faster. This is one of more solar dryers on the way. Another development was the purchase and delivery of a food processing machine that processes the dried pepper into powder, avoiding the labor-intensive and compromising method of doing it by hand. ACT also trains the villagers on how to use these devices. The second service is to conglomerate the effort of all dried pepper producers in the community under a single brand that can be properly quality controlled, labeled, and brought to store shelves in the broader public. The ultimate goal is that the Matawai will eventually be able to organically produce, process, and sell their pepper without ACT intervention.
The marketing and branding will be focusing on the traditional knowledge of the indigenous and Maroon communities and expanding on that, promoting it with that information in the city to the new customers. I firmly believe in the success of this project. The women motivate us to do a good job.
I would like to see them help us with more so that other developments also come to the Matawai community.
I have a dream that I will have my own pepper mill with 2 or 3 hectares of only pepper.
We like the development that is brought here. We have been behind in development for centuries. Now we are happy that different individuals have brought development to Pusagrunu and for the life of the Matawai people. We are happy that God has blessed us with all the work that has come our way.
There is still much work to be done, but the Matawai are ready for the challenge. Using ACT's experience, the Matawai have a chance for a better tomorrow. Their little red peppers of hope are being transformed into a larger reality of change and development.
Forward.